Welcome everybody, bienvenidos. Today we're going to be translating some English sentences into Spanish using the verb trabajar. Trabajar means to work. Let's take a look at the first one. I work hard. How would you translate this into Spanish? I work is trabajo, or you can add the pronoun as well. Yo trabajo. Yo trabajo. Hard is duro. Yo trabajo duro or trabajo duro. Remember that in Spanish, it's not necessary to use the personal pronouns because we're conjugating the verbs to the person. And how would you say, I don't work hard? Creating negative sentences in Spanish is very easy because we're just going to add the word no to the beginning of the affirmative sentence. So I don't is no. We follow up with the verb trabajo duro. No trabajo duro. Or we can add the pronoun at the beginning as well. Yo no trabajo duro. How will we ask the question, do you work hard? Do you work is trabajas. Trabajas and hard is duro. Trabajas duro. Trabajas duro. So you can see it's the same as the affirmative sentence, but we give that question intonation. We can also add pronouns to questions, and they usually come after the verb. ¿Trabajas tú duro? ¿Trabajas tú duro? All right, how will we translate he works at a bank? If you want to add the pronoun, it would be él works, trabaja. Él trabaja at a bank en un banco. Él trabaja en un banco. How do we say he doesn't work at a bank? We'll start with the pronoun él, followed by no, and then the rest of the sentence is the same as we just saw. Trabaja en un banco. Él no trabaja en un banco. We can also omit the pronouns on these sentences, but the conjugation of work is the same for él or ella, he or she. So if you want to be very clear on the subject, you would add the pronoun. How do we ask the question, does he work at a bank? We'll start with the verb, trabaja. If we're going to use the pronoun, it comes after the verb, which in this case is él. And how do you say at a bank? En un banco. ¿Trabaja él en un banco? ¿Trabaja él en un banco? Or it can be ¿trabaja en un banco? Very good. The next sentence is she works on weekends. How do we say she works? She is ella and works, trabaja. It's the same conjugation we will use for he, él. Ella trabaja. On weekends is los fines de semana. Ella trabaja los fines de semana. Or we could just say trabaja los fines de semana. But again, if you want to be very specific about the subject, we would add the pronoun here. And how do we ask the question, does she work on weekends? We'll start with the verb, trabaja, and then the pronoun. How do you say she? Ella, on weekends. Los fines de semana. ¿Trabaja ella los fines de semana? Or if we remove the pronoun, it's trabaja los fines de semana. Very good. Let's take a look at another conjugation. How would we say we work together? We work is trabajamos. Trabajamos. You can also add the pronoun, which in this case would be nosotros or nosotras. Trabajamos. Together is juntos. Trabajamos juntos. And we don't work together? How would you say that? It's very simple again. We're going to add the word no to the affirmative sentence. No trabajamos juntos. No trabajamos juntos. And to ask the question, do we work together? We'll start with the verb. ¿Trabajamos juntos? ¿Trabajamos juntos? So I know the verb, it's a little long here, but just keep practicing. Trabajamos. Trabajamos. All right, so how would we say they work long hours? How do you say they in Spanish? It could be ellos or it could be ellas. In this case, we'll go with ellos. And the conjugation here for work is trabajan. Ellos trabajan. Long hours is largas horas. Ellos trabajan largas horas. Ellos trabajan largas horas. And to say they don't work long hours, it's very simple again. We're going to use the same structure that we've seen before. We'll start with the pronoun ellos, and then we'll add the word no. Ellos no trabajan largas horas. Or we can drop the pronoun and just say no trabajan largas horas. But here again, since they can mean ellos or ellas and you want to be very specific about the subject, you can add in the pronoun. And to ask the question, do they work long hours? We'll start with the verb. Trabajan. They is ellos. And long hours, largas horas. ¿Trabajan ellos largas horas? Or ¿trabajan largas horas? All right, the last sentence is you work from home. How do we translate this sentence? So here we'll use tú, the informal you. Trabajas. Tú trabajas. From home, desde casa. Tú trabajas desde casa. You has different meanings in Spanish, so you want to be careful with the conjugation depending on the subject. How would we say you don't work from home? Very simple. We'll start with the pronoun tú, followed by no, and then the rest of the sentence is the same. Trabajas desde casa. Tú no trabajas desde casa. Or we could just say no trabajas desde casa. Trabajas is the conjugation of tú. So you can tell which type of you you're using by the conjugation. How would we ask, do you work from home? We'll start with the verb. Trabajas. You is tú, from, desde, home, casa. Trabajas tú desde casa? Or we can remove the pronoun. ¿Trabajas desde casa? I hope this type of videos give you ideas on how to build your own sentences. To keep practicing Spanish, go watch this video next. Muchas gracias.